Hey guys, I'm Gabby and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my story of being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. A week before I was diagnosed, on Monday I stayed home sick because I wasn't feeling well. Then Tuesday and Wednesday I went to school. Thursday I stayed home. I didn't do anything. I didn't eat. All I did was sleep. Friday I went to school and I really shouldn't have gone. And then Saturday came along. I was feeling a lot better than I did on Friday, but I was still pretty sick. My parents really wanted to go to Vivid that night, so I said, okay, I'll come with you guys. And we went out to a Mexican restaurant, and at Vivid, basically I was so dehydrated. I drank so much water. I was busting to go to the bathroom. My whole body was hurting and I was just in so much pain. So my mum knew there was something wrong. I wasn't getting better. I'd stayed home twice that week. So on Sunday she took me to the doctors and we came in and we told him everything that was happening, that happened that week and what happened yesterday. And he said, okay, we're going to take you in for an x-ray and a blood test. So we did the x-ray first, and we didn't do the blood test at all that day because the x-ray came back with something. So the doctor came in and we came in, the doctor told us that I was full of shit. Exact words he said. And so he showed us the x-ray and I had shit all the way up here, and it was just all there. It was everywhere. And he said, okay, well, you need to do an enema and you need to take laxatives and then come back in 2 weeks. So we went down to the chemist and we got the enema and the laxatives. We went home and it did exactly what he said to do. So we were just waiting. I remember that night I was in my parents' bedroom on my parents' bed because theirs is closest to the toilet. There for a couple of hours just waiting, but nothing was happening, so I gave up. So that night I took some Panadol and I went to bed and I tried to fall asleep and just sleep it off, but that didn't work. I probably got about an hour's sleep, maybe 2 hours, and then every 10-15 minutes I was screaming for my parents and for Panadol and Nurofen. I was just in so much pain and I couldn't bear it. I was just in so much pain. So I also hallucinated that I had thrown up all over my bedroom, all over my bed, all in my hair. It was everywhere. But my mum told me that there was this little puddle of vomit right next to me, not even on me, right next to me. And it was so tiny, but I thought it was huge. I thought it was everywhere. I thought it was in my hair, but it was barely on me. And I also hallucinated that there were worms coming out of my legs and that I was screaming worms out of my legs, but there was nothing. And I hallucinated people in my room just standing there staring at me in my room, but there wasn't. So all through the night my parents were telling me to slow down my breathing because I was breathing very heavily, and I never did. I did that moment, but then straight away I would start breathing heavily again. And I was hallucinating, I was crying for Panadol, and I was in so much pain. So my parents said, okay, we're going to take you to the hospital. So they carried me out of bed. I had one parent on one arm and the other parent on the other arm, carrying me out of my house to the car. They put me in the back seat, and I remember being in the back seat, just laying on the back seat with the blanket over me, just so tired and exhausted. We got to the emergency hospital. They carried me in and we sat in a waiting room, and my parents told the receptionist everything, and then she took me into another room and they took my blood sugar levels, and then they took me into a bed and they started taking my blood. They gave me oxygen tubes at my nose, and that's all I really remember was getting blood and oxygen tubes, and then I had an oxygen mask on my face and that was really uncomfortable. And then I remember about 2 o'clock in the morning, a guy came in with this mattress bed type of thing and put me in there, And then they carried me out to an ambulance car and they took me to the city hospital, where I was in ICU. So Monday morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, I was in the city hospital in ICU. I don't remember anything after being in the ambulance car, but my parents told me what happened that night. The reason I was sedated was because I was trying to pull out my tubes, my fluid tubes I put in for me because I was so dehydrated in both my arms and in my hands, and I was digging in my bed and yelling at people for some reason. I had punched my nurse in the crotch. I was a danger to myself and to people around me. My parents told me I had nurses on my legs and they were on my arms trying to hold me down as they sedated me. I was sedated that night and I slept all through Tuesday. I slept. Tuesday night, I was awake. My nurse that I had punched the night before was there, but I obviously didn't know. And night I was so thirsty. They weren't allowed to give me water because they didn't know if it would muck up the system they had going through my body. So they couldn't give me any water or food, but I was starving. I was so thirsty. All I wanted was water. I remember just begging for water, but they couldn't give it to me. My mum was next to me asleep, and I remember trying to poke her, trying to give me some water. And I was like, when can I eat? When can I have water? And I was just being really annoying, basically. I had a massive craving for McDonald's orange juice and the McMuffin burger from McDonald's for some reason. Do not ask me why. So yeah, that was Tuesday, and then Wednesday came along and that was the day I was able to eat. So my first meal was going to be my dinner meal, I'm pretty sure. But my best friend, Lauren, she actually has a YouTube channel and I'm going to link it down below. You should definitely go check her out and spread her love because she's the most kindest person and she's so sweet. She came and visited me in hospital. We've been friends for 9 years now. And she came and visited me and we talked, and it was really good to see her. And I'm really glad that she came. So then Thursday came and I don't really remember Thursday. Friday came. I was so excited. It was a day I was going to leave ICU and go to the ward a couple of floors up. So Saturday comes and my best friend again, Lauren, visits me, which I was so happy to see her because I could stand. So before on Wednesday, I couldn't stand. I had no energy. I didn't even know that I couldn't stand. The day I stood up was Wednesday night after she left, about 10 o'clock at night. I stood up for the first time. But so Saturday I was able to stand, which was amazing. I could hug her. She gave me this card, which was so sweet, and I absolutely love it, and it made me so happy and feel so loved. It says get well soon, and then it has pictures of us in year 5 and 6 at our formal, and a nice little message from her. And then on the back it has all my friends' messages for me, and which was so sweet and made me so happy. And yeah, just it made me want to go and get better and leave. She also gave me this beautiful bouquet of flowers, and it was just so good to see her. Like, we went and sat in this room together and we talked for I don't know how long. She caught me up on everything. I told her everything I knew about what was going on, and it was just really good. And it was really nice that she did that. Her mum and her dad both came, which was really sweet, and I really appreciate them for doing that. And yeah, it made me really want to get back to my life and get out of the hospital. So Sunday comes along and I can finally leave. They tell me I can finally get discharged and then leave. So I think it's about 3 o'clock on Sunday and I get to leave, and I was so happy. I left. We went to the hospital I go to now every 3 months for my checkup. And then they said, there's a bed here if you want it tonight, but if you want to go home you can. And I said, I want to go home. I want to go and sleep in my own house. So I went home Sunday. I was diagnosed at DKA, which is diabetic ketoacidosis, and it's a really bad stage. A lot of kids aren't diagnosed at that stage, but I'm glad that I was diagnosed at DKA because now I can understand the risk if I don't take care of my diabetes, and if I slack on my diabetes, that I will end up in that position again. And it was very scary because if my parents hadn't taken me to the hospital that night, I don't know what would have happened. So that's my story of being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I hope you enjoyed and learnt something new. I hope you could relate or get some advice about diabetes. If you guys have a similar story, can you please comment down below? I'd love to read it and learn more about other people, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Bye.